Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.
Funding wallets on TapTapSend. Step 1. Click on Create Ghana Cedi Wallets below when you open the app. Step 2. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 3. Click on the Confirm and Fund wallet below to confirm. Step 4. Your wallet has been successfully funded. Step 5. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 6. Select or add new recipient. Step 7. Choose wallet as payment method. Step 8. Click on the Pay with Wallet below to confirm. Step 9. Your transaction is successful.
This Airbnb in Dansoman Estate, Accra, is only $40 a day and offers all the amenities for a comfortable stay. It is also conveniently located 30 minutes away from the airport. We also have 1 and 2 bedroom apartments for long-term rental at Englishi, Amamprum, 15 minutes to the Wejito booth and the West Hills Mall, going for 1,500 and 1,000 Ghana cedis only. Call Parry Group on 053-866-3532, 053-866-3532. This is Parry Group of Companies.
All right, it was for more about SVTV Africa. So I hope so. Be here, share live on SVTV Africa YouTube channel, SVTV Africa Facebook channel. Me mama kwaba and Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Fridays be out himself from 5:30 to 7 GMT time. In a minute, lawyer wisdom akaho. Wiseman solicitors. UK London. Many year program. Wa say aha. It's there. Wa open information sir concerning UK. Common ebedin bibia UK who be bisano ade emfa UK ho dia ontimi yiwa no enti bibia efa UK ho bia no wo UK wo Ghana o information bia ohia bia no aha na obenya no wo na wo questions so obesa obisa na wo dia bantem time no do a me de beto screens so na lawyer eyiwa no bibia kire wadwen so bia obetimi ebisa no so me say ask lawyer ti bia obesa obisa no ya bisa no all the questions na fa brantem question so a o drop it back and repeat the same questions. If you yes mistakes no and yes time no do obey one no. Ya botre na tie ni ye na tumu anamo. I mean go straight na me lawyer wisdom akaho embra show no so na yendi inkomo. If I'm DJ nyame yenko. Lawyer
DJ
F1 I didn't have your attention no. Lawyer wisdom. My phone, lawyer wisdom, Macau. Wise man solicitors.
Yes,
And our ba. Our
Babu.
baby, no, abana. Yen so, I'm on fire ready, channel. Aye. Ya klalo. Ya klalo.
What big
Yeah,
love?
channel. Ya klalo, channel. It's a lawyer. Well, baby, and also, yeah, shut down.
DJ, may I say, Memo, happy Friday. Maybe said, be okay. Where
Nyame
dear?
adom biribiara yɛ wɔ yɛn ho yɛ paa obiara ho yɛ hwɛ saa so na atiefoɔ so ɔmo hwɛ yɛn so yɛhwɛ so obiara ho yɛ nti yɛn ho yɛ.
The radiase. The radiase.
Hmm.
Okay, and then it's here for you, because because a very interesting topic. But as to can you marry your ex? Can you remarry your ex? I have two scenarios. Can you remarry your ex? Now we need it to Ghana. And so now we back from her. We worry any iguye. If you are not winning one ma, we to sign for worrying and me one scenario. The second scenario here, obi a na waware no wɔ Ghana, wo ne wɔ mma, waba kurom ha, ɔno nso aba kurom ha. Ebi a obi akɔwo, relationships na break it down. Ɛyɛ possible sɛ mobɛtumi asan aware anaa. Amoware nso a, baako bɛtumi anya asetena based on baako anaa. This is the scenario a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ.
Wei deɛ serious paa meyɛ sure sɛ ebi wɔ hɔ ɛkɔ so paa.
Oh, DJ said, the life we are living, there is no scenario which hasn't happened before. Nothing. There's nothing new under the sun. The thing here,
Ah,
Bible no kaya no. There's nothing new under the sun. I don't say a very typical scenarios. And now you can say a share. You can say, first of all, is it possible? And secondly, how do you go about it? And see,
nice.
Mhm.
Lawyer before ɔbɛhyɛ aseɛ no any update biara ɛwɔ UK mu migration ne deɛ ɛkɔ so any biribi aba up bi ana dada na sɛ dada na deɛ na ɛtua so ba sɛ biribi wɔ hɔ deɛ a briefly no menja wo na mɛba mu bio ma na kyɛ sɛ time a yɛba bɛ answer questions ana sɛ time a yɛbɛ sign out nti
One
sɛ
or two.
update bi wɔ hɔ a
Aye.
ɔbɛtumi ama update no ɔmo UK ɔmo Ghana ɔmo bɛ sɛ ɔmo any updates bi a concerning UK sɛ update bi wɔ a from
Okay,
ayɛ na
me that's it. Remember one or two updates. Number one, and it's and so last week, Mikaya, with regards to um, international students. So we are international student now because obviously I do come here. Now the requirement is set you will increase the maintenance threshold from £1,334 to £1,483 for schools now. Universities are all London. Now, if the universities are outside London, also, I will call from £1,023 to £1,136. So it's going to increase from 1,334 for London students to 1,483 for London students. Then it will go from 1,023 for outside London students or from universities that are outside to 1,136 for such university students. And to say, we will be first of all, idea. Now you have started saving towards your maintenance, and you are going to come in 2025, which is from the 2nd of January 2025, then ensure that you have enough funds in your account to take care of the maintenance requirement. It's not only your tuition fee, and as I said, we prepare for. You have to prepare for your maintenance requirement as well. And use the new figures. Don't use the old figures. If you and use the new figures. Don't. If you have to rely on your spouse who is in the UK, sorry, if you have to apply for a university which is in London or outside, please take note of that. Na one uncle mistake by relying on the old figures. So that is for your information. Now, I just want to share this link, DJ. I just want to share this link. Then, before I continue, so give me 1 minute to share to broadcast this list. Broadcast list. Now we take it from there. DJ, bear with me, sir. DJ Yami, who's your brother? Sir, Mommy,
Ah,
mommy,
so
one,
make ada BBS emergency BS ana.
David, mommy, 1 minute, me share link now.
Oh. Hey, lawyer. Okay, lawyer say share link this be man 1 minute. Mama be join in nyina no mama kwa baba SVTV Africa so share live we a live program amene lawyer wisdom akaho every Fridays be a wise man solicitors me no show so enti so be join in and there so question be obebisa na bibi chiri wadwen so person obisa na comment section obetimi type or time no do a and amere no so a say na ye ne de bia and say your first time there obe answer obi bia person obisa ne bia no me say ask lawyer. This lawyer, he be champion lawyer. And your lawyer na 2x4 na fedia I say who ni okan so to papa so we mu no your benfo. Nti me say ask lawyer bisa no question person bisa no obey wa no. Say possible ade no wo ho nko ade ade ni bi wo ho de a. Just ade a wa be bisa no enye ebi ni ho. De o obia no ubisa no obey wa no. Nti question time no do am the better screen so make sure say o de be bantem. Esa one fan bantem na yeah time no do there ebe pon 7 GMT Ghana time 7 mo UK no ebe 8 nti o de balance hour there e bia wenti no ntimi yiwa no nti ma me nko straight na me say lawyer ready a lawyer why we
Maybe that's it.
okay so over to you.
So that's it. International students increment. Number 2, your information about idea friend fee waiver. Now, your home and your can recently said a binum fee waiver applications. Some of this and the air no more fee waiver applications. Na omode a stretch your massignum kakra. We've seen some write-up which shows that it is a dangerous move. It's a very dangerous move. Now, one share Omo ASR no, and Omo advice you no. The Home Office can take you on if you are giving somebody the advice on fee waiver applications only to buy themselves time. That can be misfire, and it can also create all kinds of problems for you. Thank you. So, DJ, I'll just leave it at that. Now I'll go on to the main topic for the day. And what we are talking about today, can you remarry your ex-spouse? Can you rely on them for your immigration status in the UK? Can you remarry your ex-spouse? And can you rely on them for your immigration status in the UK? Wobɛtumi asan akɔware wo yere dada anaa wo kunu dada anaa Na woware wie a wobɛtumi afa ne so anya w'asetena wɔ UK ha anaa? That is adeɛ a mepɛ sɛ yɛkasa fa ho ɛnnɛ. Can you remarry your ex-spouse? Can you rely on them for your immigration status in the UK? Very interesting. Now, these are things that have come up, and so I just thought I would look at it today, and I'm sure we will all learn some lessons from it. Now, before I go on, I went online to research if it is possible or people who have remarried the same persons twice. People who have married the same persons twice. And then I found some information. I say 10 celebrities who married the same person twice. First one is Chloe Best. Chloe Best married the same person twice. She married the same man twice. They divorced and then married again. Then, if you want Pamela Anderson and Rick Salomon. Pamela Anderson and Rick Salomon. They married twice. They married, divorced, and remarried. So that is the second person. The next one here, Melanie Griffiths. Melanie Griffiths and Don Johnson. They married, divorced, and married again. So they married, divorced, and after 13 years, they married again for the second time. So Melanie Griffiths and Don Johnson married, divorced, 13 years apart, and they came back and married again. And then we have, oh, interesting, Elon Musk and Tatula Riley. Elon Musk and Tatula Riley. This is what I see from here. They dated St. Trinity's actress Tatula Riley in 2008 when the couple going on to marry in 2010. So they married in 2010. They called time on their relationship in 2012 and went on to divorce, but remarried just a year later in 2013. Unfortunately, their marriage also failed, and the couple's second divorce was finalized in 2016. And to younger Kasankasa, Elon Musk, yeah, he's in the news. Very interesting. I didn't know that he married twice the same person. So that is for your information. That Elon Musk and Tatula Riley married in 2012, divorced. They married in 2010, divorced in 2012, and went ahead and married again in 2013. So, Niamey, it is not unheard of. People have married, divorced, went their separate ways, couldn't keep their former relationships, and came back and married again. Elon Musk and Tatula Riley. Then the next one is Mary Osmond and Steve Craig. Mary Osmond and Steve Craig. They married, divorced, and they married again in 2011. Very interesting. Then we have Jean-Claude Van Damme, the film actor, and Gladys Portuguese. They married, divorced. Their first marriage was in 1987, and it lasted for 5 years. Then the couple remarried again in 1999, and they are still married again 20 years on. Very interesting. That is Jean-Claude Van Damme and Gladys Portuguese. They married, divorced, and married again, and they've been married since for the past 20 years or more. And then we have Judge Judy. Oh, interesting. Me did say I Judge Judy, Judge Judy. He attending Judge Judy and Jerry Shandling. Judge Judy and Jerry Shandling. They married, divorced. They married in 1977, divorced in 1990, and it wasn't long until the couple rekindled their romance and they walked down the aisle the second time in 1991. Judge Judy, yeah, Judge Judy, she married Mr. Shandling. They divorced and married again in 1991. Very interesting. We have Barbara Walters and Merv Alderson. They married, divorced, they married first in 1981 until 1984, divorced, and from 1986 until 1992, married, divorced, and married again. The same person. And then we have Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. They married first 1963. They married in 1983 and then they divorced and divorced their respective spouses and remarried and married again in 1964. The couple were married for 10 years before divorcing in 1974. However, they reconciled and remarried again in 1975. Very interesting combinations. And then we have Eminem and Kimberly Scott. They married, divorced, and married again. And then we have Nene Leakes and Craig Leakes. They married, divorced, and married again. So all in all, it is not unheard of that people have married, went ahead, divorced, and after many years came back again to remarry. So esi ewo Ghana and esi okrobi so and it has never happened before. It has happened before, and I have just given you a long list of people, celebrities who have married, went their separate ways, got married, some got married, divorced, and came back again to get married. This is interesting. So, I want us to look at a scenario that we have set for ourselves. This is, can you remarry your ex-spouse? And can you rely on them for your immigration status in the UK? So, I'll take a look at it. Can you remarry your ex-spouse? And can you rely on them for your stay in the UK? So let me give two examples, two scenarios. The first scenario is from Ghana to the UK, and then we'll look at the second scenario, which is inside the UK. So, A married before coming to the UK, and he had two children. Whilst they were in Ghana, once he came to the UK, the relationship broke down. Anna, our Egui, they divorced. After that, he, near UK Hano, married another person. When he married the second person, Ofansu Enyani Asitna after 5 years in the UK. They had children in the UK. Unfortunately, the relationship did not last due to unreasonable behavior, infidelity, and everything else you can think of. The relationship broke down. Now, the question is this. The man got his indefinite leave to remain, and he divorced his wife in the UK. Is he able to go back to his spouse, his ex-spouse in Ghana and marry her to come back to the UK or bring her to the UK with the children? The answer to that question is yes. It is possible, sir. Obi a waware ne da a aware ne gu no, sir, waware obi foforo after saa aware ne gu ewo krom ha. You had children or not? When you are sitting as say when you are indefinite leave to remain and our British citizenship mpo. Na say our ways to egu, and then you decide for whatever reason, ebia emofranenti, and now you still have affection for uiri dada and okunu dada. Now, signing a bomwa, it is possible, say, ube sign ako ware now when no abakroma. So the answer to the question is it possible? And the answer is yes, it is possible. So what do you have to meet? You have to meet the relationship requirement. But remember, sir, because when in our relationship not breaking tea, you have to ensure, sir, with document and our evidence with the application a very solid and very persuasive. So obia ho a obagidi se and obagi etum se aware aware pa and wasan akwa ware. And nontina the relationship documents, you just need or you need a lot of supporting evidence such as communication, WhatsApp messages, text messages, emails if you have, money transfer receipts if you do have, evidence of communication between you, WhatsApp messages, screenshots, video calls, door to door. Oh yeah, Christmas baby, you have to do the door to door stuff like that. Eddie account actually sample, we have reconciled. Then you can prove there's a genuine relationship again. And also, you have to go back and marry. And you ever hear the marriage certificate to support this application. Marriage certificate to support this application. And to Wusani pay, you have 2 divorce certificates. The first one here, when the Obama Morgan and Mowari and Amugu no, that is the first divorce certificate. Second one here, Nipa na Wari no Krom Hana. When it's na yet, when in wo yet, ansa na Mogu Aware no. Over here, the second divorce certificate from the UK. So you need 2 divorce certificates. The next thing is you need a marriage certificate from Ghana again. Actually, so we'll sign a call here and I'll call Wareno. So 2 divorce certificates, 1 marriage certificate, plus the evidence of communication, WhatsApp messages, and everything to show that truly the relationship has rekindled and you are together as husband and wife. Again, that is very, very important. What to me, Eddie, then you have established the relationship requirement. You've established the relationship requirement. That is for your information. Now, after you've established relationship requirements, what else do you need? Minimum kasaho, yeah, discussed it before, time and again, that there is a genuine relationship. You will need to meet the financial requirements of 18,600. I'm sorry, it's changed. If you have been listening to me, you realize that it is no longer 18,600, it is 29,000 pounds. It is possible. Set over yes application. Financial requirement 29,000 pounds gross. That is before tax. You have to meet that. So you proved the relationship, genuine relationship. You prove evidence of visit to Ghana, tickets, stamps in your passport, evidence of the relationship ongoing. The account. Financial requirement 29,000 pounds. Letter from the employer, pay slips, bank statement, P60, and all the necessary supporting documents I just said. You meet the financial requirement. Then, English language requirement. As I said, what obana? What pass the English language requirement at level A2, A1. I'm sorry, not A2, A1. And our first degree are actors, a certified set equivalent to a degree in the UK. With that, you are able to prove set you meet the English language requirement. See, Obana or Ghana and Obama or Ghana na ukakoware no. Or not necessarily check the English language requirement is satisfied, and tuberculosis is also provided, certificate is provided. Then you need to prove that you have enough accommodation. One room, 2 people, 2 rooms, 3 people, 3 rooms, 5 people, and you have to meet the requirement under Part X or Part 10 of the Housing Act of 1985 in the UK, so that it does not lead to overcrowding here when they join you in the UK. So, is it possible to go and remarry your ex-spouse? Obana ana woni ne te. Uja no ewo Ghana. Aware ni guhi. Woni ne wo ma. Waba krom ha. Waba ware. Wanya sitna. Aware na nye juma. There's evidence that the relationship didn't work. Egu. Ukra indefinite. And ukra British passport. Possible so bet me asan ako ware sa obana ana. The answer is 100% yes. Over to me assign ako ware. And mofana won any one so. Possible so wait me my mofana aba ana. Yes, it's also so possible if they meet the age threshold. Under 18 years, over to me diwamo aba. Under 18 years, it's possible set over to me di umano aba. Na omoni omame betimi aba. Ana se eyadea emofra no enti omumame nchen na omupapa nchen a. You have 2 options. Over to me application under paragraph 297 of the immigration rules omodi indefinite leave ebeba. Emofra no nkwa na ebeba with indefinite leave. Se eyadea emofra na ba wie ana omoni omumame woni omumame akobomu a in your application among maame nso no aba under the immigration rules appendix FM section ECP for omame. But the difference is that emofrana ba with indefinitely to enter because na wonkwa na wohwa na omumame enka. But emofrana ne omame na te ana papa na te a now the omonyina eba and no Obey application for Mameno under Appendix FM section EC-P and Mofan Appendix FM section EC-C. And no, you have 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years. Omoba, you have to renew it again and pay the home office fee of 2.5 years of £1,258 plus again the IHS of £2,587 and 50p, total of 3,845.50 for each person. So, Mame Sisubio, say idea, and Mofrana and your Mame Nchewonkwa na Usha. Their mother is not involved in their life, and no indefinite leave to remain application. Later, Sawuni Mame Kobomwa, but my application among Mame no aba. But say idea, Mofrana Mame ho, and on Papa ho no person no back together, and no a year. The cost of 2.5, you have to pay for that. So, yes, it is possible to go and remarry your ex-partner. Now they know Abba UK. Now they move Ediaba. So that is the scenario with outside the UK, Ghana. Now let us look at the scenario 2. Second scenario of Obia. Remember scenario Joseph and Juliet, J and J. Joseph and Juliet, they had 3 children in Ghana. 3 kids in Ghana. Now, Amono, they were also married. They had 3 children in Ghana and they were also married. And now, Juliet, Eba UK, or by us, a domestic worker in a private household. In other words, Obaye Jumawo, Ubi Fie, on any master, and any mistress, and any madam, and a buyer. So, Obaye Juma O Krumha. After some time, no, Enna, or no, Ekonyeme. Remember, say, One Obi Ewo, and Ma or Ghana, One Obi Ewo Ghana, but overdo from a relationship, no. Almost the end to mean a long distance relationship, and the relationship, no, it broke down. And our Bano, Juliet, any Obi from Echo way. Juliet, any Obi from Echo way. So say, relationship now, our Ghana, no, divorce, abem. Later, Anna, Joseph, and so, Enya, visa, or by as a sportsman, or by a sports. Or no visa, Eddie by. Or by Yano, or no dear, Bangwarubia. But through contacts, and I say, Juliet, Ewaha. Finally, only Juliet, Echo Chia Ibium. And I will say, Juliet, the Yurida Dano, or new be Ako. Abufrana or no, Abufrana a British citizen because Abufrana Papa Ekra indefinite. Juliet Efa so Enya British passport Emma Bano. And Juliet in so far so Edinya ne 2.5 years Ewokuma. And Juliet is in the UK with 2.5 years limited leave to remain as a parent of a British citizen. And Joseph is also in the UK with nothing. Joseph Nishi. But only Juliet assigned Abum, Umasan Kabum Bio. Because of Juliet Bana or a British citizen, Joseph and so I application was signing Juliet Ewari. Omanko Ghana. If you have a customary marriage, Ebusian 4 year Bibia Mawom. Si na mukura asem wo ma e wo Ghana nti makwa abrochi na bibi nti obana kwo enye hwe eba na aba wo enye hwe ndi mu nsambo mu nti mu nsambo mu a na mu nsambo mu a ma ebusuafo esan ye aware ne ma wo mu Ghana ana wo fie na omodi bae marriage certificate no wo say no Joseph etimi afa Juliet ene na ba no ma no so Joseph abanomano Juliet eba no so no. Joseph nso benya na setna ewo krom ha because wasan akɔware ne yiri dada no, his ex-spouse, with whom he had 2 children, 3 children in Ghana. Ɔmo baayɛ a relationship ni break it down. Wɔn do krom ha, ɔmo san abom. Enti ɛkyerɛ sɛ Juliet now has a child that is not Joseph's child. But Joseph is okay with it because only Juliet ewo emofra mienu didao. Ana miensa didao. And he's okay with it. Ni Irina Aira wako chinchin wasamba, the prodigal wife. Wasajina adie. No problem. Or the eba aba, ni banu cry a British citizen inti, and the cry okay. And yahre. Wasajini yiri, omaware, or the neba. Ewo kroma, ni nabanoma ewo kroma. Now the question is, mana ewo Ghana, and so timidi emofran aba, ana. The answer to that question is yes. Once Joseph asa konechi sankofa laimomo akofa ne yiri dada wasanga ware no ne mana ana mana ewo outside the UK make me application ama mofra no omonso amba ababeka omonsa ewo proma. It is the law. The law says so, and the law is what is used in such applications. The law says it is doable, the law says it is applicable, and with the law, if you put the facts to the law, now all this is saying one, na bibia eda, bibia esese eda na umano nso ebeba UK. And say, even though Sir Juliet akofa Joseph echi eno originally in castle akofa na echi because already grab we ansana oni obi fu for ko wa ntime nkase akofa na echi omo san bomu no omo wo ba ana omo ni mampo a Juliet ewo ba oye abanoma ema Joseph betimi afa ne so na Joseph anya na sitna ena mo mana ewo outside nso no odi omo back to the UK, UK. So it is possible if you reconcile to go back to your ex-spouse, marry, and of course, when you are sitna, not it is possible. What documents would you need? More krum hano. Joseph, edian or dibenyani dear, and set the ding eda. Nabano manu se ono ni abofana stepdad. So the Nicole school. Ana GP appointments. And the school be maleta ana GP maleta. Na edia application na edia ma Joseph. Some of you on bank statements eba ID by application na edi ama Joe. As a set amodi pay slips. Tenancy agreement. HSA they have enough accommodation without leading to overcrowding. As I said, abofrani birth certificates at the EBA. With all this evidence, family pictures and everything, with the bar, the application no, ama Joseph wanyana sitna. And these are the requirements for Joseph to also get his stay in the UK, based on his stepchild. Wanya sitna ukuma. Then, momana ewo outside no. After Joseph and Juliet asan boom, after their first divorce, after their divorce, going separate ways, coming back together again, you can bring your children. And no, is also under Appendix F to the immigration rules. It is possible. Over here, I'm offering birth certificates. That is one. Number two, say ebeya mekase DNA. And yet compulsory, but it helps your case. It makes it move smoothly. so that there'll be no questions about Mofrani birth certificates, and all those additional requirements. No, that would not be necessary. And the DNA, if you want to, it's not compulsory, but if you wish to, you can have a DNA done. Their birth certificates, what made the letters from their schools. Of course, sole responsibility is not required here because both parents are the biological parents of the children are our house identity. DNA is not a requirement, but the more person we are, more to me, I know so. Their birth certificates, DNA. You bet here, bank statements for some months. You bet here, pay slips. I just say, more to me, I share mo ma, UK ha. Munkonkoji benefit na udiaye sa application ama mumara. So it is possible to bring the children to the UK to live with you. Now, let me see. You have to meet the maintenance requirement, not the financial requirement. The maintenance requirements are different from the financial requirements. For Emofrano, maintenance requirements no, for a couple, I think it's £114 plus a week. So you multiply it by 4 weeks, you get the figure. And Abofrano, one child, I think it's £77.78 a week, times 4 weeks, times the number of children, you get the total amount. Then you have to know how much your rent is. You have to calculate that into it. And you have to know your council tax. You have to add that into it as well. And then you must have the total amount which reflects how much you need to earn a month before you can bring the children to join. And then you have come back again to remarry, you have to meet the maintenance requirement. Tuberculosis for the children, copy of their passports, their birth certificates, I've mentioned that already, school letters if you want, and if you can get one from the schools or GP or hospital and clinic, etc., you can add all of those to it. And tenancy agreement, which shows that you have enough accommodation for your children. So, Part 10 of the Housing Act 1985, Section 10, it says, 1 room is for 2 people, 2 rooms for 3 people, 3 rooms for 5 people, etc., etc., etc. So make sure, you have enough accommodation. You have enough accommodation for the kids so that it can lead to overcrowding. With this, I can say, sir, you meet the requirements. Not wait me do who can for our Ghana and Ediaba. Ana Mumana more Ghana now. What me do or more Abba. Now, let's look at another scenario in the UK where not more Ghana, not one worry, you were just in a relationship. Partners. And a mommy, you are partners. When a mommy, then Muntamutitiano, mammy no ne obi fufron so asan kowo e Ghana. Okay? When in a namuti hop, namun worry, when any waba, baako, anam. And or no, uba kromhano, mammy no ne obi fufron so asan kowo. In total, mammy no what? Emofra miensa, and now let's say no. Uwabaha, when you're indefinite, when you're citizenship, Upasel Sankoko Wari Mami. Is it possible? Yes. In this case, you were not married in the first place. You were in a relationship. You were not married. So that is straightforward. You only have to provide one divorce certificate from all the person to whom you married here. You only have to show one divorce certificate in this instance because you were not married, you were in a relationship. and ubaye. You had the child or your children in it, and ubaye. So say no. So what sign? Eko worry mama na woni ni woba. Anana owoba. Empo ansa na woko woni ni ko another child eka ho. Wo san ko worry na. It is possible so wet me as ko worry no. Possible so wet me ako worry no. Mo mana eba no so what do you do? Because abofra baako ye wo ba. Baako nso anya wo ba nti. Ne eye wo ba no, it is possible to apply for that child to come because the two of you are now here with 2.5, or one has indefinite leave or whatever you have here. Ne eye mo ba no, easier so way application amano amanaba. Ne enya wo ba a aye oba no eba no. Ono no possible so way application amano. Nanso bibi wo ha yefren sole responsibility. You have to prove sole responsibility. Say, wona we are responsible. Ne mame and they are responsible. Or shabo from the school come, the hospital come, in Tarishim, the Didium, Nasori come, the non-fulfilled, Bibia, ne mame and they are responsible. Abufani papa, our Ghana and our Biano, he is not involved in the child's life. And na avian poor, not with free. So with free one, and the over here, the death certificate. I address it. Abufrani papa, if remonti, ne mami pet, and na air shaniba. In that case, a possible set or application ama. Abufrani ni enu niansa and nine enum grana omaba. Provided set you will meet the financial requirements, the maintenance requirements, and you will also meet the accommodation requirement without leading to overcrowding. So these are the combinations. You can put together, apply to the law, and you can bring your ex to the UK and your ex's children, if they are under 18, and your own children to the UK. So, going back to our question, can you remarry your ex-spouse? Yes, you can. As long as you are free and she is free to remarry. Or let's look at a scenario. Again, ebi a wuba ha no worry. Okay? Oba no nso go want me ntina nti ono nso akwa worry. That relationship now break it down. Unso dia no I break it down. Wo was sit na okrom ha. Possible say wo dia na break it down ni oba no nso ani organ na nso ni dia na break it down. Wakọ wo e dia ba no. Is it possible for you to reconcile again? Na wo dia na ba na. The answer is the same. Yes, it is possible. So we sign worry now. And we didn't know on any ba, any wuba, nana, if all other things are equal, if everything else is in place, the financial, the maintenance, accommodation, English language, tuberculosis, pay slips, bank statements, and everything else is in place, relationship is established and proven, yes, ubetumedi obana any niba ana any nima any wuma and so edi aba UK. So DJ, very interesting. I have just given you a list of celebrities who divorced and married the same person again. They divorced and went back to marry the same person again. Judge Judy is one example. Elon Musk is another example. Van Damme, yes, honestly another very, very renowned and known celebrities. And it's Obiye Bibisa Ewokrumha. It is not unheard of. It is not a taboo. A yamrana ni ediyejuma. Say, what situation be musa? Wait me up. You know what nasi. We will draw the plan how to navigate and get you to the destination in accordance with the law. Yampa emranechi enye bibia emrano ɛna yɛde yɛ adwuma no. Nti sɛ ebia ɔbaa no a wogyaa no wɔ Ghana nea ɛrekɔ so wɔ ha ɛnyɛ fine, wopɛ sɛ ɔsan kɔkɔfa w'ade a yɛsi san kɔfa yɛnkye. Nti sɛ wopɛ sɛ ɔsan kɔ ɛkɔfa wo yere a ɛneɛ me nua ɛdeɛ yɛma wakɔ aba. Wopɛ sɛ ɔsan kɔfa wo kunu a yɛma wakɔ aba. San kɔfa no wɔ mmara kwan so biribiara ɛyɛ genuine a yɛde ma application na wabɛkɔ mu ha. DJ, I'll leave it at this, and if there are any questions I'll take them. Hi, Lee Rambo. Hi, lawyer. Hi, Lee Rambo. In family visa application, is it okay for pay slips covering any period of salaried employment, current and previous, in the period of 12 months prior to the date of the application? But for bank statements, there's no stated number of months. Should the bank statement be 6 months or 12 months? Thank you. You've asked two questions in one, so I will split it apart and then answer you, Mr. Rambo or Lee Rambo. Now, if you are in a current job and you've been in that job for more than 6 months, all you need is 6 months pay slips and 6 months bank statements. Okay? You are in a job now and you've been in that job for 6 months or more, all you need is 6 months pay slips and 6 months bank statements, which shows the payment from your employer into your account, and it shows the same amount on your pay slips, 6 months. However, if you are in a new job and you have been in that job for, let's say, only 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, not 6 months, then you have to go back 12 months in your previous job. Let me say it again. If your current job is not 6 months, then you have to go back to your old job for 12 months. You provide the 12 months pay slips from your old job, 12 months bank statement from your old job, in addition to the 3 months or 4 months or 5 months you have been in your new job. So it's going to be 12 months plus 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or 5 months in your new job. But you have to show that you were earning the required financial threshold in your previous job, which is a 12 months proof. The 12 months of your previous job, you have to show that you met the financial threshold in your previous job. And the current job is also going to meet the same threshold. Even though you haven't done it for 6 months or 12 months, if you calculate the amount you are earning now times 12, it should also be above the financial threshold. So that is how to go about this. You only go for 12 months bank statement, 12 months pay slips, if your current job is less than, or you've been in the current job for less than 6 months. Thank you very much. Alex Oporike Chum. Hello, Papa Chum. I don't know if you were the person I think we were communicating today, or you sent me some message. If I haven't replied, forgive me. I will get back to you, Papa Chum. Good evening, lawyer. This is Chum. Yes, you are the one, I believe. You told me to call on Friday to find out if I can come over on. Yes, Mr. Chum, you can come around tomorrow at 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. Why? No, I have 3 p.m. Let me have it. Now we deal with what we have to do. It's going to be a very short window from 3 to 5. So please, if you need to come, for more than we do at that time. Thank you. Nana Kofi, good evening. Good evening. Any update on we dependents that our main applicants came but didn't work for the sponsorship? but different agencies, can we travel outside the UK and come back with no issues? Well, I mean, it's an issue. It's an issue. You can travel out, but coming back may be the problem. You can travel out. It's not a problem to go out, but returning is the issue. And I would say, sir, Meka says, your main applicant and our sponsor, no, enye emma mo juma, then it's a bit risky. You don't want to take that gamble. Uko na ubana, uko share immigration officer be and a border force agent be a person only employer ni kasa na ebi oni okofre won employer no so and confirm say we ejuma wo ho and now main applicant dey ejuma wo ho and let me create problem. It means there's a change on the basis or the reason for which you were given the leave to come. There's a change and nobody affected. But me council was sitting on Monte. I would advise you to please uh, be careful. That is all I can say. Please be careful. Why? Please be careful so that you don't get yourself into any trouble. The next one is hi, lawyer. Hi. I have applied for my settlement status and they told me to post my biometric residence card to them, but then they sent it back to me within 2 weeks. But there is no any letter to it or through my email. Yes, that is not a problem at all, Mr. Page. I think you've done the right thing. So we EU settlement schema. A young person will share who ID, either your passport and your biometric card. It's Udi Komawa. I'm check it, I'm verify say a genuine document and a where they'll return it to you. Afe and Sana, that is to say, that is the security checks or the ID checks. That is the first stage. Is gone through. Afe and Sana, they go to the main application to consider it to determine if you should be granted the settlement or not. So don't you worry at all. It is in place. Hello, Kwesi Asari. Good evening, DJ and lawyer. Good evening, Mr. Kwesi Asari. Can I depend on my partner with Tier 2 health and care visa and newborn to regularize my immigration status? Yes, Papa, it is possible to depend on your partner who has a Tier 2 health and care visa if you were here with or as a dependent of your partner when she came. And it's a way application by as a partner, then as a dependent, then you can. But from the question, it appears that you probably didn't come as a dependent of your partner. Eh, dear, Hana Mushiaye. Asamuka, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Eh, dear Hana Mushiaye. And Obama, your health and care worker, and I wouldn't know a way. Now you have a child with her. So, Sana Etia, it is possible, sir, my men, Beji, a sitnana on one, Ediama, Abu Finansu. Or Jima Niria, one so application do a while, you better make a amount. One to me, yeah, a banner dependent because when you sit na will come a set. I mean, can it's a set when you sit now from her, want to me yet be dependent. Someone worry ya. Want to me and yet be dependent. Some are in poor because you may not become a dependent because they are code now or banner a man under the health and care code. They are not and one of categories of people who can migrate with sponsors or who can have dependence on them. But it is possible, sir, with me and sitna based on Upana. There's a way emranity I bet me I am a 1 year 2.5 years here in the UK. All right. Hey, Peter, 2014. Hello. Hi, lawyer. I've been in the UK for 3 years and I'm on dependent visa with no recourse to public funds. Will doing an apprenticeship affect my indefinite leave to remain? You've been here for 3 years, dependent visa with no recourse to public funds. You are a dependent. Dependents normally don't have any restrictions on work or apprenticeship. So, as a dependent, you are eligible or you are free to work or to become an apprentice if you want to. I haven't seen any restrictions which says dependents cannot become or cannot have apprenticeships. So yes, it shouldn't be a problem. A main applicant no na or no air switch here, a honor you may have some problem, but you the dependent, I don't see why you should have any difficulties. Okay, thank you. Yay. The question's finished. Now we can say a bye. Achwe, good evening, Achwe. Titen. And here, okay, we'll do bye. Okay. Opesneke, please, if you were on 20 years route and had your DRP at the age of 65, 67, can you apply for a pension? Well, you could, depending on how much contributions you have made. So, yes, Obanye, Chimiaka Obanye, she is a new accountant, so allow employer Koni, I have more advice on it. Ko Ogbina Obanyo Chami, Koni, Mahabo number ko. Ni ka accountant I be akake many abanya fe abolo ni akwe contributions ni feel over the years can noni ubana from the pensions contributions no ba chonake ubana no kwalo. So yes, possible say over to me, but this is not my area, but me refer to there obetimi aboa in this case. 67 years old, yes, you're on 20 years. I believe you've worked over the years, your own name, and you've made some contributions. So yes, possibly you may be entitled to something. Okay, my job. Mr. A has ex-wife in Ghana. G lovely. Hi. Mr. A has ex-wife in Ghana. He was married to Mrs. B but divorced. While in the UK and married, he went to Ghana to have. Oh, please, G lovely. He went to Ghana and had a one-night stand, um, uh, and which that resulted in a baby. Can he go back to remarry and bring them? Yes, you're bad. You're bad. I hope you are not the Mr. A. Right, yes, he can go and remarry and bring them to the UK. So it means that he had a wife here in the UK. His ex was in Ghana. He came to the UK, married to Mrs. B but divorced, and went to Ghana, had a one night stand, I believe, with his ex. And now he's back, he wants to go back and remarry. Exactly the scenario we treated. And then Edinaba. So even if it is a one night stand with another woman and he is the one fully responsible for that child, yes, he can apply for the child. Or if it is with his ex, he had another one night stand with her and is resulting to the baby, yes, he can still marry and bring them to the UK if all other conditions are satisfied. K drama uni drama K drama uni. I had a child with someone in Ghana before marrying and moving to the UK. He does not allow me to speak to my daughter, though we agreed before I left Ghana. What can I do to assess my child? Oh, that's unfortunate, very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. What you can do is you can go to Ghana and work it through the courts so that you can have access to your child. Because even though you are not in Ghana, the court can make an order of indirect access. Indirect access. Direct and indirect access. Direct if you're in Ghana and indirect if you're away. Direct means you can see the child, you can take the child out, the child may spend time with you, etc., etc. But if the court gives indirect access when you're not in Ghana, then the court can also say yes, you can call the child on video call, speak to the child, etc., etc. So yes, please speak to the courts in Ghana, speak to a lawyer in Ghana. I'm sure they'll be able to help you too. solve this problem. Your child is important. If your relationship is broken down, the child should not be penalized. The child didn't ask to be born. So don't punish the child if your relationship breaks down. The mother should please come again so the child can have access to his father and the father have access to the child. Mr. A cheated, G Lovely again. Mr. A cheated with his ex while he was married in UK to British national. Now divorced. Can he remarry the ex? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. You can marry if you are free to marry. And free to marry means you are not married to another person at the same time that you want to go and marry again. So once he's divorced, he's free to marry. So he can go back to his ex and marry her and bring her to the UK if he so wishes. Highest J. I just wanted to take a moment to thank DJ Nyami and Wiseman Solicitors for the exceptional job they do. Thank you, Highest J. Thank you, thank you, thank you. DJ, I haven't finished reading that text. Let me finish reading it, please. The program is always informative and I appreciate the consistent effort. Thank you very much. We appreciate you that you follow us and you are learning, I believe, something from this. Thank you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that we are here on Fridays giving free advice. Hussein Tanimo, good evening, lawyer. Good evening, my brother. Are you working on Saturdays? I will be here on Saturday tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow between 3 to 5. I will be here. Next Saturday, I won't be around, but tomorrow, God willing, I should be here. God willing. Quincy, hi lawyer. I'd like to know if graduate dependents IHS fees for a visa application is discounted. I think so. I think this is a little less than the normal one. Yes, it is a bit discounted. I think. Let me check it for you. I can check it for you. So we have graduate dependent visa, graduate visa, graduate visa in the UK. So how much it costs? You go to how much it costs. Their fee is the IHS. Yes, the the application fee is 822, and the IHS is 1,035. Is 1,035 instead of 2,587 pounds. So yes, it is discounted for you. Thank you. Albert Owusu Tenkrang. Hello, Mr. Tenkrang. Sava. She came to UK on dependent visa but has currently expired. Visa has currently expired. She found a Ghana man who currently lives in Italy but has lived in the UK in the UK before. He left the UK before the Brexit. Can he marry the lady while she's in the UK? Well, if the Italian national is in the UK or was in the UK, you said he went before the Brexit, but I believe he had evidence that he was here. And if he came back to get his settled status or pre-settled status, based on the evidence that he had, that he was here before Brexit or he left before Brexit, but he had evidence to show that he was here, worked, etc., etc., and he has the settled status or the pre-settled status, and he has not been out for more than 5 years, then yes, he is able to marry the lady here in the UK. But the problem is because the UK is no longer in the EU, marriage is one thing, settlement or staying in the UK is a second thing. They can marry because it is their human right. Can she get her stay in the UK? Maybe not, unless there is a child involved. Unless the man has a child that is under 18 and the woman becomes a stepmother to that child, or unless the man and the woman have a child together and the child is a British citizen through whom the woman through which the woman can get her stay, then the answer is yes, they can marry, but that may not yield into or result into or become that may not yield into fruition of getting stay in the UK. Two things: can they marry? Yes. Will she get her leave to be in the UK? We don't know because we don't know other factors. Is there a child, etc., etc.? Is a woman? Has she overstayed? Yes. You said she her visa has expired, so she cannot move on. If there's a child involved with the new partner, yes. Or if the partner has a child by himself and the child is under 18, yes, that is possible if they marry. Marriage, yes. Immigration status, we don't know unless we get more information. What lawyer? I'm back again. If you send the application to the Home Office and they send you the biometric card, how long does it take to send your passport back? Well, it depends. Sometimes we sometimes have to request for the passport to be returned to us. They collect the passport when you go and do your biometrics. That's where they keep it. Usually, the caseworker, once they make a decision, should have made a note that they should return your passport to you. But I'm sure workload, backlog, so sometimes it escapes them or they forget it. So if you receive your biometric card, which is very quick these days, within 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, we get it. Once you get a card and you wait for about 2 weeks, you don't get your passport, please request for it. Apply for them to return your document to you, and you should be able to get it to stay, to get work, etc., etc. Nana Yabafo, Nana and saying, good evening, please. My ex-wife is in the UK as a dependent on a as a dependent on a care and health and care husband. Right. So, what do we need to do? My ex-wife is in the UK on yes on as a dependent on care, health and care. Yeah, you haven't completed your statement, so please bring the additional part of the question. Nana Kwame Dati, hello. Good evening, lawyer. I'm doing my naturalization process and I'm finding it difficult to get an appointment for my fingerprint or biometric. What should I do, please? Well, if you find it difficult to get appointment in London, try Birmingham, try Liverpool. There are different centers, so please try. I'm sure you will get one. I sometimes some of my clients, if they are finding it difficult to get appointments in London and they want it quick, I book Birmingham for them. They just do their biometrics, and then within a matter of days, they get a decision. If they pay for the same day one naturalization, there is no same day one. So if you find it difficult to get an appointment here in London, please try Birmingham, try Liverpool, try Sheffield, and other places. You should be able to get an appointment. Blay Alfred, hello, Mr. Blay. Can 23 years old marry 50? Can a 23-year-old marry a 53-year-old Yemen and bring her to the UK? Yes, of course. Go and ask Macron. Go and ask President Macron if a small boy can marry an old woman, if a young man can marry an old woman. Yes, it is possible. As long as they've gone past the threshold of 18 years and they are sane in their minds and all the other requirements are satisfied, yes, you can marry. The fact that the man is 53 years and she's 23 years does not mean that they don't have the feeling as human to get married. You can marry, you can meet all, and if you meet all the other requirements, the relationship requirement, the financial requirements, accommodation, the English language requirement, you can bring your spouse to the UK. Age, they say, is only a number. So please, if you are in love, show it, marry, prove it, bring your spouse to the UK to be with you here. Thank you. It's not getting a job from the sponsor. I have kids with her in the UK with indefinite leave. Can she use the kids to change it? 100%, yes. If the children have indefinite leave to remain, yes, relationship requirement. The child is either British, they have indefinite, or they are 7 years old. If the children have indefinite leave to remain, yes, sir. Let her switch from what she is on now to the children who have indefinite leave to remain. I'm sure her life will be a lot more peaceful. Gifty ya mawena sister mawena leke efona man. Bakwe sebe efoni. Hi lawyer, I'm a British citizen. Can I bring my granddaughter to the UK? Well, mama, maybe a clock viwa via alo o mama yo via via. The child has to be under 18 years old. You have to show that there are there are some significant reasons why the child has to come. Compassionate family reasons why leaving the child out there will not be appropriate. You want the child to come and join you here. So you want to bring the child, your granddaughter, as a British citizen. If the child situation is so bad that there's a need for adoption, that is an option, but it has to be a genuine adoption. Otherwise, if you can prove under paragraph 297 of the immigration rules that there are factors which make the exclusion of the child undesirable, if you can prove it, then yes, we can make an application under that rule for you to bring your granddaughter to the UK. Mr. Kwesi Echampong, I like the way you are dressed. You are a gentleman, well spotted. My cousin is, well, that's the picture I'm seeing on your against your name, if you are the person. My cousin is in an abusive relationship. She is applying for her naturalization in June next year. How soon can she divorce her husband? Oh my goodness. Well, and question number two, how soon can she get married again if she wants to? Well, I would not advise anybody to stay in an abusive relationship for a day longer because abuse is not good. So that is my answer. I will not advise anybody to stay in an abusive relationship a day longer. If your life, particularly if your life is at stake, but if you think that you can manage with the abuse, until you get your citizenship, that is fine. That is fine. Once it gets to the point where you think you cannot continue anymore, you can call a divorce anytime. And once the court grants you the divorce today, you can marry tomorrow. If you divorce in the morning, you can marry in the afternoon. If you divorce in the afternoon, you can marry in the evening. But because you don't want the time to conflict, if you divorce today, you can marry tomorrow. Everybody knows that there are 2 different days. So that there will not be a problem as to what time of the day did you divorce and what time of the day did you marry. So you divorce today, you are free, you can marry tomorrow. Thank you. Manasseh Ebenezer. What happens if a woman is on spouse visa and have herself, well, get herself to give birth with immigrant guy? Then the husband found out and decided to withdraw his dependents. Can the woman be deported together with the guy? Look, deportation comes in it as a criminal offense. You mean can the person be removed or the Home Office remove them? If she is on a spouse visa and she's gone on to have a child outside of the marriage, and the husband is upset and he withdraws his sponsorship, or he writes to the Home Office to say the relationship is no longer subsisting. It's up to the Home Office to decide to either cancel her leave. If the Home Office cancels her leave, then she is required to leave the UK. Normally, the Home Office will give her 60 days to regularize her stay, to shift from one category to another, or to pack her bag and leave the UK. As for the man with whom she gave birth or she had a baby, we don't know his status. If he's got status, 2.5 years, or a student, and he's going to school, nobody can ask him to leave the UK. And if he's settled, then nobody can also ask him to leave the UK. If he's settled and he signs for this child, that is his partner's child, and the Home Office or the Passport Office give a passport to that child, then she can also apply based on the child after she's moved from the spouse. But if you go to Section 50, 9A of the British Nationality Act of 1981, it says a child's father, a child's father is the husband of the man, of the woman who gave birth to the child. A child's father is the husband of the woman who gave birth to the child at the time the child was born. I'm just paraphrasing. So if this woman gives birth and she's still married to the spouse, she's still married to the man who brought her to the UK, that child is the man's child. That child is the man's child, the husband's child. Unless she produces a divorce certificate that predates the child's birth. These are all additional matters. You haven't asked for that. I'm just giving all this important information. But as to whether they can be deported or not is a different issue. They can decide to regularize, shift to other visa categories, and nobody's going to deport them. Mami, I have pre-settled status as a result of being a dependent family member from an EU settled brother. Can I apply for my child who was born in the UK? Of course, you can apply for your child. You can apply for. But if you apply for pre-settled status for your child, it is not likely to be granted because your child is an extended family member of your brother who is an EU national. And extended family members have been taken out of the rules, so it is not likely that that child will be given. What I can advise you is this: just wait until you get your settlement. You get your settled status, which is your indefinite leave to remain. You apply to register your child as a British citizen. Straight. Hi, lawyer, please can dependent as a student must review his visa to indefinite leave to remain in the UK after his visa expired? Mr. Frimpong, can dependents as a student must review his or renew his visa or change his visa to indefinite leave to remain in the UK after this? To get indefinite, there are different requirements. It's either you've been married for 5 years, when you got it, you got 2.5 lawfully as a spouse for 5 years, or you were a student, you changed to a spousal route for 5 years, or you're a tier 2 student for 5 years, a tier 2 worker for 5 years, or other factors. That is what and when you can get your indefinite leave. And a EU national for 5 years, family of a EU national for 5 years, etc., etc., etc. Parent for 5 years. It doesn't automatically come if you switch from student to indefinite. It doesn't work that way. I need a lot more information. Isaac Prim for Hi Lawyer, please can care worker on code 6131 bring his spouse to the UK? I need to check it. I know there are some codes which you cannot, but I can check this one. 6131. I will check it and let you know. Alternatively, you can also go online, go to the immigration rules, click on health and care workers, and check the codes that are able to bring their dependents. 6131, please check it if they can. There are some codes that you cannot, but I don't think this one is one of them. The ones I've seen is I think 4051 or 40 something. and 4041 or so, not 6131, but please check it. Or you can call me during the week for me to check for you. Can one sponsor themselves by buying a house in the UK? There's something we know called self-sponsorship. Self-sponsorship. But that is not derived from buying a property in the UK. It's a different category where you have to apply to the Home Office for sponsorship license. You meet some criteria before you can sponsor yourself. Self sponsorship. I understand that is doable. Moses Autry, my mother has sought for an asylum for my siblings and I, and it's been about 2 years. We still haven't had any final hearing. What can we do in this situation? Are you here in the UK or you are outside the UK? If you are outside the UK, she cannot seek for asylum for you. If you're here in the UK, yes, asylum takes a very long time to process. So my advice is just keep waiting. When you get to your turn in the queue, they will assess your case and make a decision. Samuel Yimba Bedu. Hello, Mr. Samuel Yimba Bedu. My daughter is holding a red book. Please, I don't work. If I do fee waiver, how can I wait for? How long can I wait for? Fee waiver has got a lot of backlog now. So you may wait for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or 6. It will come, but these days it's taking a long time because of the backlogs that they have. DJ,
Lawyer, yam picky way na yeah, will be na send ma me say me bisa o. Me ka yan say time cross until the answer we ni empon.
without say, Papa DJ, Nyame. Can someone on a spouse visa divorce and remarry? What is the process and the requirements? Someone on a spouse visa, if for whatever reason the relationship is broken down and you want to move on, yes, you can divorce. And listen to what I said. If the relationship is broken down and you can't go on as husband and wife and you divorce, yes. But remember that you are here as a spouse. Normally, the Home Office will give you 60 days if your relationship breaks down. And maybe the one party has informed the Home Office that the relationship is broken down. They'll normally give you 60 days. It implies that if you divorce and you want to remarry and apply, I would advise that it has to be done within the 60 days because once you go outside the 60 days, the Home Office can tell you you have become an overstayer because nipenti ankana wo ha no one no ni ho bio enti wo no esese wo paki wo niama na wo. But if within that 60 days things can work out and you know the timeline, you put your background history together very well, yes, then of course you can. DJ, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to grow some beard like you. I'm trying that. I want to get some beard like you, but I just can't. So,
We are boka on.
I invest.
To be boka na.
I investment.
Lawyer wisdom account wise man solicitors me na say na me hu say afi na e ba be pon ebi mu afi na omo de omo comment e ba. Bi am ka dem say mo kan brantem. Na program na ye pon 7, starting at 5:30. Na ye pon 7. Nti ye boss 7 na mo UK de 8 na ye pon nti ye sha say na wa join. Nti na me say am subscribe no. O tap subscribe no click the notification bell no so a. Ye ba live a obenya notification. O follow yen our Facebook. You buy a live, I'll be your notification. Yeah, the video be too, how be your notification. But me also, I think I'll be more comments name, but time and so answer. And when you bet move saying, oh, prefer that will be next week. Yamia do my lawyer beba Friday, and no abantem. And now say, Ubetini after lawyer, and now Ubetini after office number, and the good screen is now ocean. So after program, no, Ubetini. I contacted Wiseman solicitors. Lawyer, may I say office location in our London.
Dawson Junction.
Junction.
Yes.
McDonald's, muko McDonald's so munka nche muko ana muko pe munka say oh we don't do McDonald's na Dawson Junction na abonidin wise man solicitors ombe ma mo package ni nyina no marry free na unim no one call office na ko di wo kwan no ha na ko bo wise man so the boy e ba bu off no
Obi amo.
Davi say nipa na say oba wo ho no oda de a ye de bebe no okose McDonald's was showing us say oh yeah wise man solicitors asked me to come for
DJ, I need to go for the next section. Oh my brother.
so lawyer office location no omon person about ho no
Thank you. It's here for yes, dear. Now dear grown so now DNA are in there we going on. That's life. This morning I was listening to a video. It says life is short, very short. Before you blink your eye, the time is gone. 50 years, 40 years, 30 years is gone. Too late to do anything. So who will be here? Who will be here? In town.
lawyer before the office location be to no me hu bibi on news me can one of me interviews me kra I mean say we are aware say UK ho especially say anoma ban no kra hu say police for near dey hu say reporting no door to the can be man go outside and Africans me can Ghana for Nigeria for ni nya na ade bi and ni kra say no kicking out and about sini kuna and say reports and he said every week it be more than 200 300 a week
DJ
you so say it's getting too much we must say this next week I'm saying it's getting too much report every day be it'll be a every day be say
DJ and me can say I have had reports like that.
wow.
And yes to issues like that. And see, next week, you will share what is the reason, what is the cause, how to solve this problem. Yeah, reporting your home to the Home Office back and forth. A bit me back, but catch them say me intro letter, and back come home. We catch them saying me krata, ye mean say krata, please. One person will control what you drop, but me some krata say, Kojo, any ama, I want to you there. Wise man solicitors, we don't. Yeah, krata ye. Yes.
Too much. Too much. Itama abrofunu ko ehun say yen cry lie no ade na say lie bi I say yenye because who share ada me say that say lawyer camera me bi sa who colleague lawyers so why ejuma we ache when Indians ni some report your mo say mi kun eja yen jai na be we kiki be ma na esisa o
DJ, let's keep it for another week. I'm starting the next program. I've gone over the time. Wise man solicitors, your number no line is 0208 0165 384. Mobile number is 07931 411 042. Please come on. Next week, Yami Aduma will handle the issues. The reporting, that is going to be a topic to do. Why? What is the reason? Why do we do this? What is the outcome? And what can the other party do? DJ, God bless.
May I say lawyer wisdom account wise man solicitors now share the live on SVTV Africa every Fridays be I'm in the bar from 5:30 GMT Ghana time GMT to 7 and more UK in the started some will do 1 hour and 5:30 to 6:30 will want 6:30 to 8 but I say the ocean more Ghana 5:30 to 7 so every Fridays we are monjoin live into all questions be obeso be sana no de abantem misremo mo ayenti me try say yeah the questions in your but time na so until next time no join in them oba question just type it once and repeat the same question esa it me my we until all the question but say ya train time ne do a yeah the beba and a lawyer me na programs the baby our first time near okọ YouTube channel SVTV Africa. Dina will show screens na SVTV Africa. Oko live. Obunso oko a page. Oko subscribe. Na oko live. share me lawyer wisdom account. Ya be brain enyama ne bebre amotro ba no fine but ya daily topics bebre wotobo na hwehwehwe bia obehu with the captions ni ade ebeboa ebeboa me dem say mo join here after program we are me drop a video for and then mo share I drop it 1 or 2 videos bi mo follow yen there I hope say mo ni enyama ekoso muti amount for stories musua ade motivate mo ni ade nti be join here our YouTube channel so SVTV Africa and I share link na ama unu bi na wa be join here me dem say mo join here nyina no so after live we know within a minute be drop a video making sure so be share me ka tell mo say sometime ago mo follow yen channel me dey segment be by na sa de no I boa pa but just that the reason I slow down was our segment and say obi wo ha o hwehwe obi SVTV connect me dey buy obi wo hwehwe obi but omo mo buy omo hwehwe nkrofo ni nyina nso no omo hu omo but obi wo ha o hwehwe obi opese me wo hwehwe wo nua bia na wo hwehwe wadanfo bia na wo hwehwe obi o mate bi no opese me na me be ka say ena asimasi ena o say den ena o say de media na nya announcement bra maybe so when last onim ne wo he muhia wo he those things ebeboa many a man bi kasai enche bia o US no say 32 years ni na down for pa ono ne hustle ya struggle ya mkopi o US mo lose contact oba show no so me drop this video no after interview ko tie de okan we hu na down for no but who no so no condition o wo mu no hey. Anyway, madam I say mo join here my shout out who say na me try say my shout out time come my quick shout out Nana sorry thanks for joining us Albert Owusu thank you so much Augustine thank you Richard Asari me that so joining here better days are coming thank you so much Manasseh Ebenezer thank you so much Samuel Yimba Bedu thank you so much Moses Ochre thank you so much is it Quincy thank you so much for joining us Mami me that say Isaac Frimpong Lawrence nephew is it nephew Lawrence okay Giptia Mawena thank you so much for joining Blay Alfred thank you so much Akwesi Champon thank you so much is it hey didn't go mean to me go I don't know say at chair and I at chair when you at chair give to ya okay my body nana ya bafo thank you so Maxwell Sapon Blay Alfred me that say Kwame Date thank you so much for joining us today Ogamashi thank you so much Hussein Tinimu thank you so much Tenimu Hussein Tenimu thank you so much Kwame Ata Jima thank you so much Highest J thank you so much Abi Muhammad thank you so much Jean Lovely thank you so much K Dramani Uni thank you so much Epita 2014 thank you so much Matthew Ato thank you so much Kwesi Asare me da say Prince Bedu me da say Nana Kofi thank you so much Godfrey Osai Bonsu Apraku thank you for joining us today Augustine Donko na Adoma Chrekwa me da say joining Alex Ofori Kechu me da say Lee Rambo thank you so much Gilbert Kweku Eshen me da say mo share live with nyina ene no mo de comment by nyina me da ma say some follow SVTV Africa better days are coming thank you so much Richard Asari me da ma say mo follow yen subscribe to your channel no ya try so be subscribe me da ma say mo follow SVTV Africa from DJ Nyame me signing out mo share me ne man no e wo US no after 32 years nti asem o kan videos mo share on cheni o person oba me show no so bia o be share story a mo bi mbo abem da open vibe freestyle ye be vibe me share ade on person be come force me ma here normal vibe oba me show no so be feel it so be so oba me show no so a go YouTube channel me number still go just WhatsApp me and I send me voice note. Madam, I say, big ups. We go link up soon.
Charlie Daybreak, make we chop small. Delight Cocoa.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa. Ah, a day.